Well, good evening, everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. Welcome into On the Hunt tonight, where we are going on the hunt with Gary Spikes Sr. And he is back for another round with the Cryptid Huntress tonight. And we're going to be talking about some really interesting things that happened out at the Land Between the Lakes last weekend with Gary. And I was lucky enough to get to go hang out with Gary just a little bit on Saturday, and we got some pictures and all that, y'all. He's actually one of the only people that I had a picture with. I don't know how that happened, y'all. I didn't do pictures that much this time around, I guess. But I did get to hang out with Gary, and he had some interesting encounters out there, as well as everybody else. A lot of people had a lot of interesting cryptid encounters out there, and tonight we're going to hear Gary's encounter. And we're going to talk about some other stuff as well. It's going to be a wonderful time. And so I'm super excited. I'm super stoked to be here tonight. 1 week from today, y'all, we have the West Georgia Bigfoot Town Hall coming up. Dr. John has been in town all this week. And he and I have been putting up posters and attending events and Chamber of Commerce stuff, y'all. It's wild. It's wild putting on a little event. And this is a little event, okay? But hopefully we'll get a good crowd out there. And I even remember I told you I was going to go to the flea market. I went to the flea market today, and I ended up buying so much weird stuff. It was amazing. That's my new favorite place. I'm going to start doing all my shopping at the flea market. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can go get, I'm not even going to tell y'all what all y'all can get there. It's like, it's wild. It's wild. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, actually, I do have some obsidian blades. I heard that if I wear an obsidian blade, it will protect me from werewolves. I guess I can like poke them with it. I don't know. But anyways, I got some obsidian blades when I was there. I got some onks and stuff. People were selling crystals and everything, y'all. Pews and all that. I was so happy. I was having the best day, y'all. But anyways, that's besides the point. But as far as Bigfoot goes there, people looked at me like I was a little crazy when I was handing out flyers at that place. So maybe that's not the best place to go advertise for Bigfoot. Okay. But anyways, I digress. But you guys, please come see me on Saturday. We're going to be over at McIntosh Reserve in Whitesburg, Georgia. We have some fantastic vendors lined up. We're supposed to be having a food truck. My kid's going to be out there selling some drinks and stuff. So you will not go thirsty. I promise you that. And so come see us, McIntosh Reserve, Whitesburg, Georgia. It says we're saying 10 to 6, but I don't know why we need to go that late. So we'll be there. Get there, shoot to be there that afternoon, y'all. Okay. If you're coming to that. But anyways, more information is on my website. You can get tickets over there on my website as well. Go to Georgia Bigfoot Town Hall for tickets. I'm saying 18 and under is free to get in. Some of the flyers say 12 and under. If you're 18, just come see me, y'all. Okay, if there's a problem. And also, thank you to Dallas New Era, the newspaper out of Dallas, Georgia. That's in Paulding County, where the Paulding County werewolves reside. They posted our flyer in their newspaper. It's going to be in their newspaper and all over their social media today. Thank you to Jolie from the Dallas New Era for doing that. You rock, girlfriend. And so, yes, we have other newspapers that are advertising for us as well, and media, radio stations, all that. So y'all stay tuned and come see us. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, if you do want to get some more information on that, go over to my website, thecryptidhuntress.com, and you can get all my shows over there, my social media links, my Patreon, my Etsy shop is called War Woman Goods. And so thank you for all your support, y'all. Okay, well, let's get our good friend up here. We've got Gary Spikes. He is the moderator extraordinaire for so many channels. And let me tell you, y'all, he got some wonderful recognition at the Woodwalkers Woodstock is what they're calling it event at the LBL. It was a little meet and greet they had, and I went out. Me and my crew went over there and saw everybody too. Robbie was there. Y'all saw Robbie on Thursday over here. Robbie with Nightmare Hunters podcast. We had a great time, and Gary got some recognition that he very much deserved when I was there, and so we'll talk about that when we pull Gary up in just a few minutes. Okay, so tonight we are going on the hunt with Oklahoma native Gary Spikes Sr. to discuss his most recent encounters with Dogman and Bigfoot out in Oklahoma and the land between the lakes in Kentucky, where Gary spotted a large humanoid dark creature in the woodline, which is a creature that he believes was sent to watch over him by his Bigfoot clan / family out of Oklahoma. Gary had one of his first Bigfoot encounters in 1977 when he and his children were camping. It was an intense encounter which he believes happened because he encroached on Bigfoot's territory. His sightings and encounters continue to this present day and hit much closer to home. In fact, he's had several daylight and nighttime sightings of Bigfoot and Dogman on his property in Oklahoma. From discovering them watching his grandchildren and slapping on the side of his home at night, to experiencing mind speak, to having them pray with him during an emergency, Gary believes he has been protected by them throughout his entire life. They may have saved his life once again. They may have saved his life this past weekend as well. So we're going to hear about that tonight. You guys, please help me welcome to the show our good friend, a friend to all, Mr. Gary Spikes Sr.
Hi,
Gary.
Jessica. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Gary. It was so good to see you last weekend.
Oh, it's good to see you, and thank you for letting me come on, or asking me to.
Of course.
It was good seeing everybody. I mean, everybody there is like family to me. And I enjoy getting to go see them once or twice a year.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was trying to pull up a picture of the whole crowd, but I can't get it's not downloading for some reason. But they had a big old crowd with the Woodwalkers event, and we got a big old group picture. I was there for that, and Gary, you and I were behind the smoke, so I don't think you couldn't see us very well. You definitely couldn't see. You could kind of see me.
No, my face is blacked out by the smoke. You can see my shirt. Miss Furby gave me a shirt that said, Bigfoot is my spirit animal. You can see it, but you can't see my face.
Oh my gosh. Well, there is another picture that I found that is enhanced, and you can kind of make out our faces a little bit in that one. But I wanted to give a huge shout out to, I guess, Spencer and Greg were there, and of course Roger, all the crew that kind of put that event together. That was really cool. And thanks for having all of us out there. So, yeah, Gary, are you moderators on all those channels?
Yeah, 29 channels right now.
29. Oh my gosh. Well, when I got there, Chad and Erica of the Oddcast podcast presented you with a little award, a little something special for all your dedication and your hard work and stuff, for all the channels that you help out with, including mine. And it was very sweet. And so I have a picture of that. Caught the moment there. And so thank you just from the Cryptid Huntress channel alone. I want to thank you, Gary, for all the dedication you put into helping us with our channels. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And before we go any further, I got to say something. If it wasn't for Bigfoot fans in the chat, she's in chat right now, I wouldn't even got there. My truck broke down. She drove out of Missouri all the way over here, picked up me and my truck, and went all the way back to Kentucky with us. That's what kind of friends she is. And she deserves recognition for that.
Thank you so much for that. That was so sweet. I got to hang. I think I have a picture of us together. Let's see.
Yeah.
You're one of the only people I got a picture with, Gary. The entire time I was there. There we are.
Yep. Yep. That's Lori, Cindy, and you and me.
Yeah. I think Kumbo's in the background.
Yeah, Kumbo's in the background. Cindy's the one in the back. Lori's the one in front. And while I'm mentioning Lori, before I forget, everybody please pray for Lori. She is in ICU with a collapsed lung right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, please put prayers up for Lori, y'all. She is so sweet. What a sweet lady. And so that happened after the trip.
Yeah, she went in Wednesday. From what I understand, she went in Wednesday for a biopsy on her lung, and it collapsed her lung, and they put her in ICU.
Oh no, Lori, we are all praying for you. If you're watching this, hopefully you will watch this. We are all praying for you, and we hope you get better soon. And yeah. Oh my gosh, man, I can tell you, Gary, you're a wonderful friend to so many people, but you also have a lot of people who really love you and really care about you. And I told you said, I don't know if I'm going to make it back down here sometime, I was like, well, we're coming to you next time. I'm not opposed to taking a trip to Oklahoma sometime, Gary.
And, I'd love for you too.
I would love that. We got to go to Brown Springs.
That's where I start saying you come up here and I'll take you to Brown Springs.
It's a date. It's a date. I think I just saw War Criminal up in the chat too. Let's see.
Yeah, he just come in.
There's a lot of people that were at that event that are in the chat right now. So we're coming up there. I'm going to get a whole posse. We're going to call it a posse. We're going to posse together.
Works for me.
Okay. We'll plan on it. I've heard nothing but really creepy things about Brown Springs. And I've been hearing that for years now. Do you ever go back out there?
I haven't been in a year. I haven't been able to. We've been going to Dogman Ranch instead of Brown Springs for the last little while. But the way things have worked out, we hadn't even got to go to Dogman Ranch lately. The only place I've got to go is, after I bought my trailer, Bigfoot fans and our other business partner and myself went to Texas, and we had activity there. It was in a federal park. We had activity, of course. And then we went to Falk, Arkansas. We had activity there. And then the biggest one, of course, was over at LBL.
Ooh. I mean, it feels like we all have activity everywhere we go, is what it feels like. I know you do.
Yeah, well, they follow certain people, and wherever you go, you get activity. It's not just me; it's a lot of people like that.
Mm-hmm. Me and War Criminal, who is in the chat. I have confirmed. We got Joe Parker in here too. Patrick Noble. Patrick, somebody sent me a lead shower curtain. I have no idea what that's about. But anyways, we need to talk. Okay. Patrick knows how to remote view, by the way. Okay. So, and everybody is so funny, and y'all, we have the best time out in the woods, don't we? Don't we, Gary? We have a good time. We got some jokesters.
We always have fun. You got to watch out for Patrick, though. He's a little bit too much fun sometimes. He gets us all in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. And Mark Lynch is in here too. Mark was there as well. What's up, Mark? Thank you for being here.
Mark was camped down by me.
Oh yeah, we'll bring Mark with us as well when we come to Oklahoma. We do need to plan a trip to Brown Springs. That is on the agenda. Okay, on the agenda for sure.
I love it down at Brown Springs. It is, you get paranormal, you get all kinds of stuff, including tweakers and hogs.
Tweakers and hogs.
Yeah.
Dang. Tell it like it is, Gary. Tell it like it is.
Oh, we had one actually pull in down on our campsite. And he got out, man. He was just all over the place like he's, y'all got it going on, man. Man, I tell you, y'all got it going on. Me and Tex are just over about to laugh our heads off.
Oh no. Poor
And
fella.
the funny part about it was like a big old Ford 73 Ford LTD, something like that. No hood on it. And the battery, instead of where it was supposed to be, was on the opposite side back next to the windshield with the battery cables running over the top of the motor. Somebody in the back seat, nobody in the front seat with him. Oh, it was hilarious.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. And I can imagine Tex loved that. So
Oh, he did. And he tells the story a lot better than I do.
oh my gosh. Matt said it sounds like my kind of crowd, Gary.
I've seen that.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, war criminal. That is not your. I don't think that's your crowd, actually. But man, you know, war criminal and I had a real Matt and I had a really, I'm going to say exciting experience on Friday night out there at the Land Between the Lakes, Gary. And you guys, you had been out there for several days, actually, by the time I even got there. And a lot of people were saying they'd had some experiences, but that first night that I came in, me personally, me and Matt were up around 2:00 in the morning laughing. We were laughing about that show I did with Jimmy Payne. We were having a good time. And we were just cutting up, and we got what I would consider to be ambushed by something invisible. And we assumed it was Bigfoot, but I still don't know. I think it was Bigfoot, but it went on for almost 2 hours. It was well over an hour.
Yeah.
Rocks thrown. Martin Groves, his truck got pushed twice. It was kind of scary, but I don't know. Well, tell me what you experienced out there tonight. Tell us what you encountered out there.
The first night we got there, they shook the trailer and they didn't bang on it like they normally do. They normally slap the side to let us know they're there. This time they just took their fingernails and run down the side of it. The same on Wednesday night. They did the same thing Wednesday night. But then I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. I believe it was Friday. We were all sitting around the fire. Scott, hi Scott. He come in and I said hi to him. Now, Lori said there's an orb. Roger had his tent set up over there, but he was staying in the cabin. But he had his tent set up over there by the woods. And she said there's an orb, so we all turned and looked. She saw a white orb outside the tent between the dog pen and the tent. But when we turned to look, there's 7 or 8 of us saw a bluish green orb under the tent. The walls of the tent were about 8 inches off the ground. Oh, and you could see the orb there. I believe that was Thursday night when that happened. And I got up and went over and looked, and there was nothing. I mean, nothing in that tent that could make a reflection or anything. The only thing even near where that orb was his buddy heater, and there wasn't even a propane tank on it. And then the next day, Roger was sitting there and Wendell was sitting there, and I walked over there, and all of a sudden I felt one up in the woods. And I know a lot of y'all know about that. I consider it a gift to be able to feel where they're at. So I just started looking up that way, and all of a sudden I saw it. And from once I got excited. I normally don't get excited, but I got excited, and I said, there he is. Well, Roger come over and started looking. He said, I don't see it. Where's it at? He said, point at it. And he got right behind me and told me to point at it. So I just took 2 fingers and pointed at it like that, and he started to say, well, I still don't. He didn't get no more than that out, and he said, oh, blank. I'm not going to say that word. Because it had been tree peeking. And it did it twice. Roger saw it peek out behind the tree twice.
Ooh.
And like I said, he didn't even get it out of his mouth when he said, "Oh, blank," because he saw it. Well, he started up in there, and I just happened to think, "Hey, man, I got a chance to get a picture." So I took the picture, the first picture that shows it. And then a few minutes later, I took another picture where it was gone. But I took my picture and went and showed it to Spencer. Spencer seen Roger up in the woods, so he started over there too. He went over there too and started talking to him. All of a sudden, he come back and he hollered it. I'm not going to say his name because I don't have permission, but one of the very, very good trackers that was there. He showed him the picture and he said, "Come see if you can find it." They went up in the woods and I followed. You know me, I'm slower than a 10-year itch, so I was falling way behind. Got up there, the tracker had found where a big rock had been turned over and the wet side was up.
Nice. Very nice.
And they were all looking at it. And as I walked up, I said, "Look up through there." And you could see where the impressions in the leaves, 6 foot apart, 3 of them going up through there.
Ooh.
And he followed them a ways up in there. I didn't go with them. I had to go back and sit down. I couldn't walk no more.
Oh.
But I'm not the only one that saw it this time. Roger saw it, and then I took a picture of it, and then took a picture of it after it was gone.
Can we show the pictures? Do you want me to show the first picture to
Yeah.
the audience? Okay. First of all, before we show these pictures, I wanted to take 1 second to say thank you, first of all, to Pops, to Gary Spikes, who's on my show right now. Gary, thank you for that super sticker. You did not have to do that. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I can tell you in person right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I so appreciate it. And also, Kent Baxter, thank you so much for that. It says, "Hi, Jessica. It's beautiful out here in Cali. You should come out here and see us West Coaster someday." I'll plan on it. Yes, y'all have Bigfoot too. I need to come see Bigfoot Dwarf out there. And Javier and Adolf and that whole crowd, I want to come see all y'all. So we'll plan on that. Thank you for that super sticker and for your support, Kent. And also, Walter, it's Jess. Thank you, Walter, for that super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. I have the best audience. Oh, yes. Okay, let's get the picture up. All right, I'm going to do picture number 1. Okay, this is, once you got the feeling there was something there, you took a picture. Explain what, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
Well, it was peeking out from behind those white leaves right there. It would peek out and then go back. And like I said, there for a minute, Roger couldn't see it. And then all of a sudden he saw it. I mean, you can see the gap between the tree and it right there. You can see its legs. Now, some other people say that black spot down in the very bottom is another one laying there. I did not see it, so I'm not going to say whether it is or not. I'm not going to say what it is. I know what it is, but you can make up your own mind. You can even see the cone head up above those white leaves. Mm-hmm. But it was peeking out from behind there, and then Roger saw it. And then on the second picture, it's a little bit different of an angle, but you can see the space where it was at, and it is gone. And Roger said he heard it go running up through the ridge up there. See, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. It was up there beside that black tree, and it's gone. And there is a story with that. As I said, I felt he was there. And when he went off at a tangent to the side over there to a different spot. And I could tell that I had upset it.
Oh no, you upset it.
Yeah, he was upset with me because I gave him away. He told me what he was. Yeah, I gave his location away and I took a picture. And I normally don't take pictures of them, but I did this time. Let me breathe a minute.
Yeah, take a breath. Take a breath. While you take a breath, I'm going to think. I've got another super sticker, so I'm going to think. Let's see. Let me go to it. Hold on. I think it's Scott. What's up, Scott? Thank you for that. Jessica, thank you for all you do. The world needs a lot more people like you. That is so sweet. Thank you, Scott. Yeah. No, the world needs more people like Gary, actually. And you too, Scott. Yeah, thank you.
I told him I was sorry for giving him away. And he said, it's okay. I understand you got excited. So that was okay. And then he talked to me a little bit. It was, they don't go by years like we do. They go by seasons. And they only have 2 seasons a year, not 4.
Really?
Yeah. And the way he explained it to me, he's 13 years old and he's right at 8 foot tall.
8 foot. That was a question in the chat. How tall was he?
Yeah. He was right at 8 foot. And like I said, he said he understood and he wasn't aggravated at me anymore. But some people think that he took off to just distract everyone else while the other ones that were there went away. Mm-hmm. That way we only knew about the one. We didn't know about all of them. Because I didn't see anymore. That's the only one I saw. There might have been more, and there was something else there, but I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my clan here, the Alpha, if it's too far for them to go, he always asks the locals to watch over me. He's watched over me all my life. He's watched over my 5 generations of my family.
Wow.
And he asked them to watch over me, and that's what that was doing. He was watching over me to make sure I was okay. We had them around us all weekend, though. I mean, all week and all weekend. He wasn't the only one there. There was several there all week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had them. We had something over in our base camp. Now, I was camped out about 10, 15 minutes from y'all. I think. And I was with this guy right here, war criminal. Thank you for that super sticker, Matt. He says, Gary is one of the good people in this field. Yeah, there's actually a lot of good people in this field. But Gary, you're one of the tops.
I'm a nobody. There's a lot of good people out there. Martin Barton, war criminal, all of them. They're all good people.
They're good people. Matt's one of the good people too. He is.
Yeah, that's why I said war criminal. They're all good people. And a lot of good moderators out there that's just as good as I am. Then Skidder asked what its name was. Skidder, I can't pronounce their names. Even my clan. I call my clan Big Man, Mama, Jarman, Junior, Baby Girl, and Matt for the baby boy. And they had a new baby Christmas Eve. And I can't pronounce their names. I don't know anybody that can pronounce their names. So I call him that. And I didn't even ask him his name because I knew I wouldn't be able to pronounce it.
So Gary, so you believe that they actually have a network of communicate, and they communicate amongst the family that you have up near where you live, and then they send them like whenever, like even when you were in Alabama, they were sending out the SOS, so to speak, to have you guarded down there as well.
Yeah, they talk through telepathy, and we call it mind speak, but it's all it is telepathy. And I know a lot of people don't even believe in telepathy, but we've had telepathy for years and years. In World War II, the Nazis were forcing people to use telepathy that they knew you had telepathy. Mm-hmm. That's all it is telepathy. And yeah, they speak to clans all over. They actually have a gathering. I don't know, you could call it districts if you want to. The smaller areas, the alphas will gather and meet, and then once a year or on that one, and then I don't remember. Jean, is it every 5 years they have the major? She's in the chat. Maybe she'll answer. All the district leaders gather for a big major gathering every so often.
Whoa, that's organized.
Yeah, it is. It's just like the old time. What do they call them? Where all the mountain men and trappers all got together. Rendezvous. It's just like having a big rendezvous for them.
Oh man, they're a lot smarter than people give them. I mean, first of all, for those of us who know they exist, we know they're real. We know they're
Yeah,
intelligent. You know,
very
there's different
intelligent.
levels. There's different levels of intelligence, though, and some of them, you know, what we've experienced as far as my research team has encountered are there some that are just kind of animalistic, kind of looking for food. There's some that are just like regular humans, kind of on that kind of a level, and some that are just highly advanced, talking about as far as being psychic and mind speaking, and the intelligence is off the charts. They're smarter than a lot of humans. A
Yeah,
lot of
they are a people just like us, just a different race of people.
mhm.
And you're right. There's Martin. How you doing, Martin? That's one of your. That's one of your best right there, Mr.
That's
Martin
one of my
Groves.
buddies.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he's one of the best out there.
he is.
They,
Thank you for being here, Martin. Martin Groves, everybody.
they have the sad thing is that we had the same abilities they had, but we've been dumbed down and it's been taken away from us by technology and by what we eat and everything else.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
what's so sad.
let's see. Oh yeah, and Mark Lynch was there. I want to say hey to Wendell too. I haven't said hey to Wendell tonight. Wendell, thank you for being here. And Cryptid Search Investigations. That's Mark Lynch. Thank you for that super
Yeah,
sticker, Mark. Mark is coming on the show hopefully next week. Actually, I think on Thursday. We need to talk, Mark. Let's holler. Okay, maybe tomorrow. But Mark's going to come on, and we're going to do I think a remote viewing show actually together. And so you guys stay tuned for that. Okay. And that actually kind of lines up. Thank you for the support, Mark. It lines up with we're talking about the telepathy aspect. And that's something that I do enjoy speaking with you about, Gary, because you're very in tune to that.
yeah,
And that is what I was taught. I was trained right away when I got into the Bigfoot field. I was trained immediately in, psychic phenomenon and remote viewing and things like that. And I thought it was kind of cutting edge, honestly, for back in the day. 15 years ago, not a lot of people were really focusing on that aspect with the cryptids. And
oh,
today, I mean, I was shocked to see somebody had a video on YouTube. I don't know who it was, but it's like remote viewing Bigfoot. I was like,
yeah,
I thought I was the only one talking about that. Shoot. Okay. So now
yeah,
it's more mainstream now, is what I'm saying.
yeah. That is one good thing about the internet. It has brought everybody together, and it's opened the field more up than it used to be.
Yes.
And for years and years, I ignored my gift, and I'm ashamed to say that I did, but I'm also proud to say that thanks to Jean, I came out of it and started learning, and she has really helped me to grow in the mind speak and in my gifts, put it that way, because I do have the
Mhm.
uh, gift of knowing where they're at without seeing them. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I know
Mhm.
things without knowing how I know it, put it that way.
Yes. What is that called? Is that like clear sentience? I think
Claircognizant.
clear cognizance. That's right.
Yeah,
One of the clairs.
yeah.
There's a lot of clairs.
I didn't know anything about it until last September at the convention. That's when I found out about it.
Oh man. Uh, yeah, Carrie. Not all of us eat Tide Pods, but there are humans that eat Tide Pods for sure. I saw that comment. Yeah, you got to watch out for
Somebody,
those.
somebody asked a question.
Let's
Uh,
see. I am behind in my comments. Gary. Okay, here's this. This is from Jose. Hey, Jose. Gary, is that your Bigfoot artwork behind you? Nice work. That's one question.
no, no, that's a store bought. That's actually my bedspread I put up behind me to hide my kitchen.
I love that. That is really nice. Listen, I love Bigfoot art. I have people commenting on how many Bigfoots I have behind me after almost every show. So
Oh,
we love them.
I didn't think of it. I should have sent you a picture of Bigfoot Boulevard.
I would love that. You know, Gary, I was actually a little. It was a little odd today. You know, I went somewhere where I thought that I could like promote my events coming up, and there everybody. I thought everybody loves Bigfoot, and I got so many blank stares today when I was talking about Bigfoot at that flea market, and I was thinking, man, I thought everybody was into Bigfoot, but
No,
oh well.
there's a lot of people that's not. Even if they are, they're ashamed to say they are. But you know, we were taught from little. Well, I don't know about you because you're a lot younger than I am. We were taught from when we was little bitty that they didn't exist, that they were boogers and they were bad. Well, they're not bad. They're not all bad. There is. I'm not going to say there's not some bad ones. There are. Same with Dogman. There are some bad ones, but the majority of them are good. They don't want trouble with us. They want us to leave them alone and let them live their lives.
Same with me. Leave me alone and let me live my life. Okay, that's all I want.
I've said it many times. If I could, I'd be right out there with them, living in the woods with them. Oh, yeah, and Nighthawk's got that right. They know how evil humanity can be.
Ooh, oh yeah.
And that's how
they hide. Yeah, they're good at hiding. We do have another question from Scott. Scott says, is it wise when in their proximity to put out a mean no harm thought? Like, I don't mean any harm. I do that myself, actually. Do you do that, Gary?
I don't go anywhere without telling them first, which they already know. They know your intent before you ever get there. But I still pray for protection. And when I get out, or before I get out, I will tell them flat out, I'm not here to harm you or to bother you. I'm just here to meet people and have a good visitation with them. And you know I carry, but it's not for you. It's for hogs and people. Because I'm not worried about them. Yeah, tweakers. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the people and the hogs.
Me too. Same.
Skidder asked, do they visit your dreams? Yes, they do. That's twice they have astral projection. They have pulled me out in astral projection twice. That's how I met the Bigfoot, the big man's family. He won't let me see him and, you know, face to face like we are. Because he's afraid, even though I know what he looks like, I know how big he is, and I love him to death. He knows that it might also overwhelm my heart, so he won't let me see him without being in astral projection.
Oh, wow.
Because he knows I got a bad heart.
I'm not convinced that you weren't a Bigfoot in a past life. I'm serious. I don't know. You have such a strong connection. I know I have. Listen, I probably was a Bigfoot too. I don't know. I think if you believe in that kind of thing, not everybody believes in you know, like reincarnation and stuff. But I mean, it is a possibility in my mind that could be the case. But I don't know. It's just interesting how you have such a connection to them. You know.
Well, it's not just them. It's also Dogman. There's Roger. He's about time he got here.
We have a wonderful chat room right now, for sure.
Yeah, we do.
Roger.
We do.
Oh, it's Roger. I can't.
Yeah,
it's
Roger
moving really
Holler.
fast, y'all. I can't. It's almost like when you're trying to snap, like hit a bug, and it keeps moving, and like that's how this chat goes, y'all. If you're wondering, I can't get all the comments up, Gary, because they're moving so fast.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I'm on this new computer and I'm not used to it yet, so it's throwing me off too.
Hey, Roger, Squatch and Holler, good to have you here.
And I got to tell everybody that thank you for everybody that was at the meet and greet that donated. What they did, as you saw on the picture, they know that my computer is old and wore out. I mean, it's old. It's Windows 7. That's how old it is. And moderating all these shows, my computer is just giving out. So they took up donation to give me the money to buy a new computer. I got a brand new laptop. I'm still trying to get it set up, but I am on it tonight, and I just got to learn this Windows 11. It's totally different. But that's what it was all about, and I thank everybody that was involved in it.
Oh man, we love you, Gary. We do, and I'm excited you're on your new computer, and I know you probably got some. You probably got some more interviews coming up too, and not only the interviews, but your moderator shows too.
Yeah, on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I'll have at least 5 chats at once.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me take a quick commercial break. We're going to thank Bobby Singleton. Thank you, Bobby Singleton. You are so sweet. I appreciate you. Let me know about Brown Springs. I'm not far from there. Only 15 or so minutes from Gary.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're coming up with a plan, Gary. We're going to have a big old crowd. We're going to come up to Brown Springs.
What's bad is Bobby lives right over here, like he said, 15 or so minutes from me, and we ain't got to even go have coffee together yet.
Well, I can't wait to meet Bobby too. And by the way, I believe, is it Cindy? Is that Bigfoot fan? Who I got to meet? She just went to bed. So good night, Cindy. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I didn't. You caught it and I didn't.
I just saw she had to go to bed. And also, Bobby, thank you for gifting the Cryptid Huntress memberships too. You're way so generous, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for that. You got a hat pin.
There's another good one just come in, Mr. Flat Rock.
Oh, we have a all-star chat room right now. That's what that is.
Yeah.
We do. I'm sorry if I'm skipping over y'all. When I say the chat's moving fast, it's moving really quickly, and so I can't keep up with it. And we got Jeff Harrington in here as well. Thank you, Jeff. We've got everybody in here is wonderful. And yes, we got to see Flat Rock. Flat Rock was at the event as well. And I do have this picture. I haven't shown this yet. I have this picture. I don't know if I can't remember if I showed this. Did I show this?
No, you didn't.
I did. That's the picture with the fire. We're behind the smoke over there. Me and Gary.
Yeah.
But they had a big old crowd out there at the LBL. So let's see. We had some more questions in the chat too, but I can't find them. Yeah.
Well, everybody always talks about how bad the Dogmen are. That it's all on how you look at it. It might scare you to death, but if they were really as bad as you think they are, none of us would be around. We would all be unalive.
Exactly. You know what? That's what I'm always saying too. I mean, I have been in the presence of a dogman. I think I've probably been in the presence of them many times, but we're still alive. Okay.
Yeah. We've down at Dogman Ranch, we had them come right up and camp. I mean, I'm sitting there at the fire, and there's one walks up within 30 foot of all of us. We was all sitting around the fire. And the next day, I showed everybody the impressions of where it stood and where it walked in. And that night, it was the alpha there was trying to heal me. It felt like electricity going through my body all night long. And the next day, I got up feeling better than I had in over 2 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, they can, not only do they scare the heck out of people sometimes, but they can also heal you and help you.
That's right.
As well. It just depends. Hey, Stacy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It feels different. Bigfoot, when they're trying to heal you, it's like a pressure on your chest. Not like a heart attack, but a pressure on your chest. Or at least for me. And then when the Dogmen are doing it, it's like electricity running through your body. And like I said, I got up feeling better I had in 2 years. No, it didn't last very long, but it did help,
Man, that's wonderful. I wonder how they knew that you needed that boost.
My
I
alpha.
guess they keep an eye on you.
Yeah, my alpha told them to keep an eye on me, or asked them to. They don't tell each other nothing. They ask with permission. They are very respectful. They don't go into, say my alpha wanted to go, well, when he goes to Brown Springs, when he follows me to Brown Springs, he asks permission to come down there before he comes in. He don't just walk in. He always asks. They are very respectful people. Both them and the Dogman. Scott Baker just asked a question, or stating that God may have told Dogman they have certain boundaries they can't cross.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe in God just like we do, Scott. So that's probably true.
Wow. And they are dogs of their word. Like a man of their word. I know it's a bad joke. But that is interesting. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, they believe Bigfoot and Dogman both believe in God. They pray just like we do. They believe in Jesus. That's why when people say that they rebuke them in the name of Jesus, they'll obey because they believe in it too. If they were atheists, so to speak, they wouldn't care how much rebuke or rebuke them. They would just come on anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you historically look back into even in the Bible, Saint Christopher is often depicted as a dog-headed saint.
Yeah. Well, if you'll go you've seen on Midwest Night Watchers where they show all them pictures. You see all them pictures back from the 15 and 1600s, and there'll be Bigfoot and Dogman both in them.
Well, yes, absolutely. Those maps, the Perry Reese map, and Jane and Gerald are in the chat tonight. What's up, Jane and Gerald? Midwest Night Watchers. Gerald did some digging. He's found some really great pictures, these drawings, this artwork out of these old maps from all over the place, all over the world. And there's a lot of, I'm going to say, like civilizations or just communities of dog-headed men and women, of course, all over the world. It goes back to the beginning of time.
Yeah. Jane, I'm sorry I can't post your links yet because I don't have them on this new computer yet. I got to figure out how to do that on this Windows 11.
Whose links do we need? I can post something if we need them.
I was going to, I normally post Chiro sounds and.
Oh, yeah, Jane.
Yeah. And Gerald. I can't do it right
post
now.
Your links, y'all. If James, y'all post your links in the chat.
Let everybody the dwarfs here. Normally I'd post them all, but I can't do it. Maybe I'll figure this out pretty soon and get it rigged up.
You will have it figured out by tomorrow. I guarantee it. I know.
I hope.
Oh my gosh.
But everybody had activity at LBL last time. This time.
Mm-hmm.
There was people stayed up around our camp, and they all had howling and whistles. I don't know what all they had.
We actually heard some howling after. I don't know if it was like during us getting the little siege that happened at our base camp, or it was kind of after it kind of died down. We were hearing howling in the distance too, and and the strange thing is like we never could see what was running around our camp and hitting the vehicles and throwing the rocks. We couldn't see it even with my night vision. There was nothing out there. We could hear them, and we could feel their presence. We knew they were there. And it was a little scary, but we never saw them, not even in the night vision. So I don't know what was going on. I actually had a friend who contacted me this week who was very psychically switched on, very psychically in tune. And he said he was convinced. He told me, he said, Jessica, I saw your show on Monday, and I hate to tell you this, but I believe that the Bigfoots were actually out there protecting you from some of the more violent dogmen that are out there. and that's what they were trying to kind of corral you guys out of there, or like keep you in one spot because there was something that was a little more dangerous in the area, and they needed y'all to stay put or stay wherever y'all were. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And that's very possible. That happens to us all the time. But Ninja had a question. He asked if I thought that Bigfoot and Dogman get along. Ninja, I've got a picture of a Bigfoot, and there are two Dogmen not 5 foot from him. Yes, they get along most of the time.
Oh, there we go. They do get along. Well, that's interesting because Martin Groves is in the chat, and Martin was telling me he actually had an encounter with Dogmen and Bigfoot, kind of like working together, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I said. I've got a picture of if the Bigfoot's here, and there's two Dogmen here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I sent it to Jessica. I didn't send it to Jessica this time. It was on. I showed it. I let Coley show it. I think I sent it to you last time, though.
I may not still have it. Unfortunately, I don't know. I can go look for it. I can dig for it. Let's see. Okaiju Ninja. That was a question. That's the one that I thought I had just pulled up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does Gary think Dogman and Bigfoot and Dogman get along? This is another question from Janet Planet. Janet Planet. I like that name. Do you think Dogman was created in underground bunks, like scientifically through some sort of cloning or experimentation? Or do you think they're organic, Gary? What do you think?
The majority of them are people just like us. But I'm not going to say that the government has not created both Dogman and Bigfoot. I'm sure they have because they've tried to clone everything else. But the majority are people just like us that God created.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting that there's so many reports in our national parks too, though, like on government lands. And, maybe it's just because it's forested and they can hide there, or, but it's caused a lot of people, especially us researchers, to speculate, well, maybe they're there because they are part of some kind of program or something, that they have some kind of connection to our governments or some kind of agency.
Some do. They're like one guy got in trouble. Now, you didn't hear this because it supposedly didn't happen, but he did say it did happen. He ran over one, and he killed the Dogman. The government took it away from him and said that he was in trouble for killing their, what do you call it? Yeah.
Their asset. That's what I've heard that, from when people, I've gotten reports where they have died, or someone has shot one or hurt them or run over them, just like you said. And pretty much I always hear it's always followed up by, well, unmarked cars came, and, the flatbed truck came, and they took it, put it on in the truck or on the truck, and they got it out of there. And it was some kind of government takeaway.
It happens all the time. And now that with the internet and everything else that's going on, it's spread so big that you hear a lot of retired policemen, a lot of retired Forest Service people, park rangers, game rangers. After they retire, they come forward with their stories. And you're hearing a lot more of them now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's interesting how forthcoming some of the park rangers have been. What's in my case, a lot of times they kind of keep quiet about things. It depends on where you're at and what the politics are. Listen, politics plays into this too, right, Gary?
Yeah, it does, big time.
Your region. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like that, when we went to Brown Springs one time, there was he wasn't a park ranger or game ranger. He was the conservationist. He was there trying to fix all the hog wallers. I mean, this field was just solid hog wallers.
Hog waller.
Yeah, and he was fixing that, and we stopped to talk to him. He said, you boys are down here looking for Bigfoot, ain't you? And he called me a boy, and I was twice his age. He was my son's age. And we just kind of grinned. My son said, well, are they around? And he wouldn't say nothing. He just grinned and turned his head, but he said he couldn't say nothing. So they in their own way, they tell you they're there, but they can't come right out and say they're there. But it's funny when they do that kind of stuff.
It is. I was contacted one time by a park ranger, and that was just, it was almost like I insisted that he FaceTimed with me so I could see his face. Because I thought it was a joke. I didn't know what was going on. You know, if he had not have contacted me through a mutual friend of ours, and he didn't know me, so he wasn't seeking me out. He was upset about these Bigfoot sightings and these encounters he had at his state park in Georgia, and he was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, well, I actually know a Bigfoot field researcher. I'll get you in touch with her if you want. And he was like, yes, please. And so it was much more legitimate in my mind. Like, I didn't feel like he was trying to trick me or anything like that. And I actually went out and investigated that park, Gary, and it was pretty wild. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that investigation, actually, through that park ranger. He took us to I think it was like 9 places where they had a Bigfoot sighting, different places around the park, from shape-shifting squirrels that turned into Bigfoot and vice versa, to a death that was related to Bigfoot. And we started connecting some dots with that park ranger, unbeknownst to him.
Well, that's good contact for you. There was another question. Ninja asked if I'd have seen orbs and UFOs.
Yes. Have you? I think we were talking about that at the LBL, right?
Yeah, there was those at the LBL a while ago, but there's one I hadn't told you yet.
Oh, yeah.
Last June down at Anniston,
Alabama.
Yeah. Went up to I camped down there for a week and went up to the Anniston to the conference. Well, at the conference, I ran Texas table and I sold my walking sticks at the table. Well, I had to go to the restroom, so John was there. I asked him to watch the table for me. I went around to the restroom, which was down the hall and up another hall, and I was coming back. Right as I got back to the table, there was a look of pure shock come on John's face.
Oh, no.
And and I said, what? He said, 2 orbs followed you back. Down that hall, inside the building, the orbs were following me back. And later I was telling Gene about it, and Gene said it was the Bigfoot watching over you. So Bigfoot can convert themselves to orbs.
I've witnessed that. Now, I haven't witnessed the orb turn into the Bigfoot, but I've witnessed orbs that as soon as I saw the orb, there was a huff and a growl and that kind of stuff. So there was an association with the orb with the Bigfoot. 100%. I did not visually see the orb turn into the Bigfoot, though.
Right. Yeah, that's with me. I didn't see it either, but John saw him following me.
Mm-hmm. They're always watching you. Do you ever feel kind of creeped out by that, or do you love it? How do you feel about it?
I don't feel. The only way I know how to put it is I feel honored. I'm honored that they chose me to watch over and to help keep me alive.
That's good. You need somebody to keep you in line.
Yeah, I do. Down there in Texas, Cindy and I's other partner had took a walk down the road after dark to see what we found. And as we got down to the bottom part of the hill, I felt one off to my right. And I said, Martha, there's one over here in this gap. There's a little gap in the trees. Because she can feel them too. And all of a sudden, I started feeling that pressure on my chest, so I knew she was trying to heal me. And I knew it was a female. Don't ask me how I knew. I just knew. Well, we're standing there while she's trying to heal me. And there's planes. It's clear sky, no wind, no nothing. It's planes going everywhere, and you can tell I got them red and white flashing lights, you know. All of a sudden, there's a light goes over my head and heads north. It ain't flashing, it's just a white light. It don't change. There's no red, there's no blue, there's nothing but white. It gets out there a little ways, and there's a plane coming towards me off a ways from it. And all of a sudden, that one just totally disappeared. I mean, just gone. It didn't just go out. It was just gone. And so I don't know what it was. So all I can do is say it was a UFO. Now, whether it was aliens or whether it's government, I don't know. All I know is that light just totally disappeared out of the sky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were actually on Friday night around the time that we got bum rushed by that creature, whatever the creatures were that were out there that we could not see. There were flashes of lights out there too, and it was kind of like, well, in your mind, you want to think, well, it's got to be a firefly. You know, there's like a firefly out there, but I don't think it was a firefly. You know, but anyways, I don't know, like little flashes of light would happen, and you know, sometimes those are associated with when people think there might be a portal out there or something. But it could also have been a firefly. You know, yeah. I try to keep my skeptical brain working as well out there. Okay.
Well, those that we saw there at LBL, mm-hmm. I thought maybe they were orbs too. I mean, fireflies too, until all of a sudden that white one showed up, and then the other one showed up down under the tent, and they were too big and too bright to be fireflies. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this. While Roger was doing his live down by the lake, I looked up into the woods, and there was eye shine in the woods. And there was another guy there too. I can't remember his name. He saw it too. But that was while Roger was doing his live.
Eye shine.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you know what? I mean, I've talked to other people who are in the chat right now. I'm not gonna tell you their stories because it's their stories to tell. Okay. But the other people that were camped out with you guys out there, I mean, they were getting, you know, hands hitting, you know, something hitting their campers and commotion outside when there's nothing there. I mean, it's really interesting. A lot of people, almost everybody had some sort of activity out there at the LBL.
They did. Nearly everybody did. And it was like you were saying a while ago, y'all were just sitting around the fire talking and having fun. And that's when you got the most activity. When you go looking for them, you're not going to see them. If you do see one when you're out looking for it, you're going to be extremely lucky, and it's because they wanted you to see it. You're going to get more activity and more sightings just by sitting around enjoying yourself and having fun. And that's when they're going to come up and watch to see what happens. Every time we'd go to Brown Springs, we'd just be sitting around the fire talking and enjoying ourselves. And we'd see eye shine or see one come up and camp. We've had them come up and run through camp with us.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, there's a lot of good stories from Brown Springs.
Brown Springs is a scary place from what I hear. I just remember Tex telling me about it a long time ago when I first met Tex and talking about he had that missing time incident.
Yeah.
That we really dug into, I guess you could say. He had me remote view that, and that was pretty wild. But you know, the pig farm out there and dumping bodies, a body dump. So people dump dead bodies and stuff too.
Oh yeah, we were down there one time, and it wasn't 3 weeks later than they found a body just up the river from where we were camped.
Ooh.
But we don't camp at that spot anymore because there was just too much paranormal and unexplained went on at that first campsite. That's where it's just unreal what went on there. We moved on down the river about 4 miles, and we still have activity in camp. Down the river 4 miles is where they saved my life.
Wow.
It don't matter where you camp down there on the Red River, you're going to have activity.
Hmm. Well, that's where we're coming. Then we're coming. We're going to get a group together. Okay, we're coming over
Well,
there.
when you do, I'll show you the cemetery itself, and then all the campgrounds that we've had activity at.
Oh yeah, I want the full tour when we come up there, for sure.
Well, that takes a while.
You know, I mean, that's just like the LBL. I mean, that place is gigantic, and I know Matt kept. It's kind of. I think Matt, who was in the chat, was kind of feeling bad. He kept apologizing for not getting, taking me around to like see more stuff out there. But I love going and hanging out in like one spot. Stay at base camp.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to get all the cryptid activity if we just stay in one spot, really.
That's it.
That's what happened.
And what's funny about Brown Springs is there's the small casino just a mile away, and the biggest casino in the world. And I'm not saying that bragging, it's the truth. Look it up on the internet. The biggest casino in the world is only 2 miles as the crow flies from the Brown Springs Cemetery. But yet we get all this activity there.
Oh God, that's wild. And the fact that it's kind of dark. Do you think that Brown Springs is cursed? Because some people say the LBL is cursed.
It's cursed, but it's also because it's on ley lines that cross.
Ley lines. Ooh.
Yeah.
I have a map of some ley lines. Let me pull it up while we're thinking about it. And what's up, Crayon? It's one of my bestest old school friends right there. Thank you for being here.
Ninja asked another question. I done forgot what it was.
Let's see. Let me scroll down. Oh, wait, there it is. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. These have been going really fast tonight.
Oh, he asked if I had paranormal and...
Wait, here's one. Has Gary had any paranormal experiences either in the woods or at home? That's a good question.
Oh, yeah. I've got spirits right here in my house.
In your house?
Oh, yeah.
Did we have some paranormal activity one time when you came on my show?
In the
background?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. They don't bother me. They usually just slide by. Sometimes the night you're talking about, the lights started flickering. And this is a 4-light chandelier above me. And it was just one of them flickering that night. And again tonight, there's been one up there, just one bulb up there flickering. Now it's strong right now, but it's been up there flickering. You can't see it the way I'm rigged up now, but the way I was rigged up then, you could actually see it on the camera.
Ew. Oh my gosh. Do you think it's somebody you know? The ghost?
I honestly don't know. They've never bothered me. I'll just see them out of the corner of my eyes. They go by. But they'll, all right, here's your one. When Cindy came in to pick me up, hang on a minute. I know you didn't hear that, and I wouldn't have heard it if I didn't have one just...
You're getting activity right now as we start talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There it goes again.
Let's talk about it. Uh-oh. Oh no.
There's one outside. There's one outside hollering at me.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, when Cindy was here, down there at Falk, I bought a doorbell. It's a Bigfoot with a bell hanging off of it. There it goes again.
Oh my God.
She heard a dinging sound. I thought maybe it was my wind chimes outside. So we went outside and I rang in wind chime. She said, no, that wasn't it. It was a sharper ding. Well, I went in there to the Bigfoot Boulevard, and I just happened to bump that doorbell. She said, "That's it." While we were sitting right here, I've got another chair sitting over here beside me. We were sitting right here, and she heard that doorbell ding 2 or 3 times in there on the Bigfoot Boulevard. And that's what it was. She heard that. So they do it whether I'm here or not. And I've had several people here visiting that's seen the activity and heard it.
Ninja would like to know, Kaiju Ninja wants to know, do you think Bigfoot and Dogman have followed you home?
No, they didn't follow me here. They're already here.
Right.
They're
already here.
Yeah, the big man, until I was 4, I lived a half-mile north of here with my grandparents. And the big man watched over my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mom, my aunt, and myself, all right down there a half-mile north of here. And he's always been here. As long as I've been alive, he's been here. So he didn't follow me here. Now, where the Dogman come from, I don't know, but he's been here as long as I can remember, too.
Do you just have one Dogman out there, or is it a family of them?
He's the only one I've seen. I've just seen the one, and he's brown. He's not black. It's a funny story. I was mowing, and I seen him looking over the fence down there. I didn't say nothing about it for a few days, and finally I couldn't contain myself any longer, and I asked Jean about it. She said, "You know what you saw." I said, "Well, I was hoping it wasn't, but it is." And she said, "He's been watching over you all your life, too."
Ooh. So do you think that your family, in previous generations, were actually watched over by these same beings?
I know they were. The big man watched over, just like I said, he himself watched over 5 generations of my family.
Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about that, because I remember you said your grandmother was seeing him.
My great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, my youngest aunt, which is was 11 years older than me, and now me. We have he's watched over all of us. That one, I call him Big Man, and he's watched over all of us all our lives. He is, according to the figures that I've understood, he's over 300 years old.
300 years old.
Yeah, Mama's over 100 years old.
Man, well, that's kind of like the ongoing question as far as Bigfoot researchers are always wondering, how old do these things live to be? Yeah. Like what's their lifespan?
Well, like I said, he's over 300 years old. And I don't know how old they will actually live to, but if you look back in the Bible, we were living up into the 900s back in the Bible days.
Till something happened, and we don't live to be that old anymore.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
Martin.
You know exactly what it is.
Well, we are poisoned every day. I know that.
Gene said he is in his prime, and he's at over 300 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And I know a lot of people don't believe me, but he's 16 foot tall. And I got backup on that. You know about Kunbo bringing me home from Alabama?
I do, yes.
Kunbo saw the eye shine while I was in the hospital. He saw the eye shine, and he went and checked it the next day. And this is the way he put it. He said, when Gary Spikes tells you he's got a big one on his place, believe me, he's got a big one. He said that he saw it over the dam down there, and that dam's at least 15 foot tall.
He had a big one.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's not a monster. He's just a big. You know.
Yes.
He's
Figuratively.
figuratively, yeah, because he's one of the best people you'd ever meet.
Wow.
But, his hand. I told you I did astral projection with him. His hand, the palm of his hand covers my whole head.
Oh my gosh. So you're saying you have the world's biggest bodyguard, is what you're saying?
No, he ain't the world's biggest. There's some up north that's even bigger than him.
Well, you have the biggest bodyguard in Oklahoma, maybe, or
Probably.
in your hometown. Probably.
Around here, yeah. And he comes down to Brown Springs with me. Now, when I go to Alabama or Kentucky, he don't go. He just asks the locals to watch over me.
Mm-hmm.
But he does follow me down to Brown Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked a while ago, Ninja asked for an example. I've told this story on your show before, but I'll tell it again right quick. Down there at Brown Springs, I was talking to Jean on the phone, and she started asking me what was to the right and what was to the left, and I was describing the area, and I said, yeah, there's one to the right, there's one behind me, and there's one to the left. And I got out to, was that on here or was that outside? Did you hear something?
I did not hear anything. I don't know. My audio is a little funky.
They're rubbing the outside of the house then.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Live on the show.
Jean said, I got out to tend to the fire, and all of a sudden she's hollering at me, get back in that truck. Hurry and lock the doors. I got back in the truck, and I said, what's going on? And she said, there's something coming. All of a sudden, my chest, it didn't feel like them working on me. I thought my chest was going to explode. I mean, literally explode. It was so much pressure on me. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And we all started praying. Jean was praying. I was praying. The big man and both boys was praying. And Jean said there was 4 locals, Dogmen, and 4 local Bigfoot praying along with the rest of us. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But with all of us praying, finally I got upset, and I started saying, in the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, get away and leave me alone. Wasn't doing any good. Finally, I got real upset, and I was hurting bad. I thought I'd died. And I screamed out as loud as I could, Satan, in the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, get away and leave me alone. Instantly, it was over.
Wow.
And some people think that did affect me because 2 months later I had a heart attack. But there was, like I said, there was the 3 out of my clan, 4 local Bigfoot and 4 local Dogman, and Jean and myself all praying. Tell me they don't pray and help and heal us and take care of us. That's just one example. That's just one example.
One out of many that you have.
Yeah, there are many, many more. And you know of a couple of them. 2 of them happened down in Alabama.
Mm-hmm. That's where I think I met you there for the first time. Was at that hunt camp. And hang out. And that was the night when I left there. That's when I saw those Dogman creatures on the side of the road.
Yeah, and then right after you left is when I got put in the hospital.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another time they saved my life. And I didn't think about it until I got to give credit where credit's due. Wendell's the one that, because of Wendell's the one that come up with this idea. Wendell thought that they zapped me. And they zapped me so hard it knocked me out. And they did it twice. And after he said that, I got to thinking about it, and I got to talking to the big man about it. And the big man said, yeah, the one that was up in the woods watching over me zapped me to get me in the hospital. Because I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have lived through it.
Oh, my gosh.
Your potassium level is supposed to be at 4. I was at 1.2.
Oh, my gosh.
I was close to death.
They really do watch over you, and I think they're watching over you tonight. Gene says, "Hey, Gene, thank you for being here." Gene says, "Gary, they are worried about your breathing, and there are multiple people in the chat that said they've heard knocking, and also I heard a door creak a few minutes ago. You're home by yourself, correct?"
Yeah, I live by myself.
He's by himself, y'all. So if you hear anything, it's not Gary.
Well, I heard him hit the side of the house a minute ago. That's why I was asking if you heard it.
I did not hear it. I have to go back and hear it. My audio is different when I'm on the show. I can go back and listen to it, and I can hear more during the show, but I have my audio set up to where I don't hear all the background noise.
So, a lot of times I don't hear it because I won't have my hearing aid. But right now I've got my hearing aids in so I can hear it.
Oh,
that's the only reason I was hearing some of it.
Well, you're
breathing. They woke me up. I don't know how many times when I quit breathing.
Well, that's what Jean said. She's worried about. She says that they're worried about your breathing right now. So if you need to take a break or anything, Gary, it's okay. If you need to rest,
give me a second.
Yeah, we can take a break. And listen, we're not going to do a 3-hour show. Every time you came on, we've done 3-hour shows. And, we were talking before the show. I want to tell the audience, Gary and I were talking before the show. We were both very tired.
Yeah.
Neither of us has gotten a whole lot of rest this week after that show, or the show, after the trip that we took.
I've been in the doctor's office every day this week since I got back.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just part of life. You hit my age.
Always in the doctor's office. I know a lot of people are these days. But at least they're keeping you healthy, Pops.
They're keeping me. God's keeping me alive for some reason. I don't, unless it's to do this. I've told you on all your shows, and I'll say it again. The only reason I come on these shows is to show the good side of them. Everybody always talks about the bad side. Very seldom do you hear about the good side. That's the reason I come on, is to show the good side of them, because the majority of them are good. They just want to be left alone, and they will heal people. They will help people that's in trouble if you allow them to and you respect them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have another question from D Shizzle. D Shizzle, faux life. Gary, did you ever have an encounter that felt like every cell in your body was vibrating like a tuning fork?
That is what I was saying a while ago about the Dogman. It felt like electricity going through my body all night long. And that's another way to describe it. It's like a tuning fork touching you. That's what it felt like all night, not just for a few minutes, all night long.
Wow.
I could use that tonight. Get up in the morning feeling good.
Oh, man. Well, it's almost like a zap, but it's a zap in a good way sometimes when they're helping you.
Yeah, it is. And most people get zapped, they get dizzy and get sick a little, but they zapped me hard enough to knock me out, and I went down twice. I don't remember it. I just remember talking to that guy, and next thing I knew, I was on the ground and I was trying to get up, and I went down again. The next thing I knew, I had a nurse in front of me saying, call the ambulance.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I got an ambulance ride, and then you talk about good people. Coonbo and his wife brought me all the way home from Alabama. Hi, Lori. We're all praying for you, sis. They brought me all the way from Alabama, and then went back home 2.5 days later.
Lori, we're all sending prayers your way. Gary told us that you are in the hospital, and so we'd love you, and we want you to get better soon. And thank you for being here.
We had a good time at LBL.
We did.
Lori and Cindy.
Oh, I know you did. I had fun just for that little while that I hung out with y'all out there, and I know y'all had fun. I could tell.
I'll tell you what, you want to have fun, get Lori and Cindy, Hillary, and Tammy Johnson in the chat together, and oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
It is wild.
That's a party right there. Is that Hillary that has that knows about the Dollar General portals?
Yep, that's her. She's in chat right now. And we just found out here a while back, she found out that we're distant kin. And she's all the way over in the Carolinas somewhere.
She's over there in these hitting those Dollar General portals we joke around about all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we found out we're distant kin.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. You know, I've got is it Daryl? Daryl comes in the chat. I think it's maybe Harold. I think his name's Harold in the chat. But anyways, one of my buddies, he comes out to some of the events sometimes, and he knows all the genealogy and the history of everybody down in the South in the Appalachians. And somehow he's able to trace everybody back to everybody. And it is really interesting to get to talk to him.
Yeah. We're
cousins. We're all cousins somehow or some way, Gary.
Is it Daryl Denton?
Not Daryl Denton, another one. Harold Denton. It's the different. They're not related.
Harold. Yeah,
well,
Harold Denton. I know Harold Denton too.
It's Harold. Yeah, Harold's in the chat sometimes.
I know both of them.
Yeah. But anyways, find out we're all related somehow. It's not shocking being in the South. Just kidding. Oh man, y'all, I'm kidding.
D. Shizzle, no, Lori's in Arkansas. He asked if she was yes, he asked if she was in California. She's in Arkansas. They get that. You heard Cindy in the truck together. It's a trip.
I bet y'all had a lot of laughs hanging out.
We did.
Oh yeah. Well,
Ninja asked another question. If I have, Ninja, he asked if I've seen any extraterrestrials. If I have, I don't know that I have.
Some people think Bigfoot's an extraterrestrial. And Dogman too.
Some may be. I'm not going to say they're not, but the majority of them are people just like us. Mm-hmm. And they were here before we were.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around a long, long time.
I have a question because my good friend Barry Littleton is in the chat, and he said that he was really enjoying the conversation, especially when we were talking about telepathy. You were talking about telepathy. And so I think this is really interesting because, you know, my team was trained in the mind-controlled telepathy aspect of communication with the cryptids, especially when it came to Bigfoot. And so that's kind of where we do a lot of, we used to do a lot of psychic stuff, I guess you can call it. Out in the field, you know, we do like the mind speak and things like that. You know, we'd get that from them, and we'd convey messages to them and stuff, because it's probably the best way to communicate with them, in my opinion. But when it comes to you traveling and you going state by state, and you're under the umbrella of protection of the big guy, basically. That's the way I like to look at it. Like you're under the umbrella of his protection. Like he's been guarding you and watching out for you. And then when you go out of state and it's out of his region, somehow these other Bigfoots and Dogmen know to watch out for you. I mean, I doubt they have a telephone system, right?
Oh,
And
they
or
don't.
something. It's got to be telepathy, I would think, right?
Yeah, it is. It, like I was saying earlier, they they do. They talk to each other, and they talk to us. And some people that are open to it will talk back to them. But yeah, they talk to each other through telepathy all the time.
Oh yeah,
And somebody a while ago was talking about the languages.
the languages. Yes,
They all speak English.
they
They
do.
all, yeah, they all speak the native language that's closest to them. Like around here, they speak Cherokee and Chickasaw. You get down south, they speak Choctaw and Cherokee.
Mhm.
You get up north, they speak other Indian languages. Whatever languages around them is what they speak. Now, here's the kicker: they can imitate anything. They
Oh,
can imitate a train whistle. They can imitate an elk bugle. Because we heard 2 years ago, we heard an elk bugle right there at LBL. And elks don't bugle unless it's time of the mating season, and it was not mating season. But there was sure enough one bugle.
wow,
They imitate vehicle sounds. They can imitate anything they want to imitate. I'll give you a good story. Right after I had this surgery a year ago, a friend of mine was here helping take care of me. My grandson called wanting to know if he could camp on the back side. I said, yeah, I'll go unlock the gate where you can get in. We walked out there to unlock the gate. And when I turned around to come back, I said, big man, my grandson and his family are going to come camping. So it's okay. So please don't scare them or let the boys aggravate them, because the boys love to play pranks. I no more than got that out of my mouth than a 1,000-pound owl hooted 3 times in the middle of the day, right up here in the woods behind my house. And you could tell it was a 1,000-pound owl. It was not a regular owl.
hmm
That's why I said they understand. All you got to do is talk to them. They understand. You can talk to them in almost any language and they'll understand.
almost any language. That's wild. If you listen to the Sierra sounds that Ron Moorhead and his buddies were up in the Sierra Mountains, and they had the recorders in the trees, and
Yeah.
they caught some really interesting languages, and it's a mix of all the different languages when they were speaking, like archaic
Yeah.
Japanese and Spanish and
Yeah.
Native American dialects and English, and I don't know. I didn't hear any French in there, okay, but I don't
Have,
know, just different languages
have you
all
heard
come.
the click language?
I don't know. You
I,
said click
I,
language?
yeah, I stepped out my door here one time and I heard something out. Oh, it's about 30 yards from the house out here. And I said, what in the world are them coons chattering about? And then it dawned on me that was not coons. And I just turned around and come right back in the house for a few minutes. It sounds kind of like this. But it was 3 distinct voices. You could tell it was 3 voices doing that.
Whoa.
And to me, it sounded more like a dolphin clicking, or when you click a horse to go,
Oh,
And that was
yeah.
just right out here. But it was 3 distinct voices.
Oh
I know
my
what it
gosh.
was. At the time, I didn't. I figured it out later. It was Big Man, Mama, and Jarman. Jarman's the oldest boy. And they were out there
Whoa.
talking.
Whoa. That's interesting. Dolphins have been coming up a lot lately, by the way.
Yeah.
We've had two gentlemen come forward. I don't know if this is real or not. I think it is, but I don't know. Claiming to have been kidnapped by dolphins in Tampa Bay and taken under the ocean and taken to a cave where they could breathe and made to build underground cities. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but
But it's possibly true. It could be aliens as dolphins.
shapeshifters. That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Oh,
they're thinking that there's more aliens underwater than there is out in space.
hmm. Or how about this? What if outer space is the ocean?
It's true.
I don't know.
We don't
Why
know.
not?
Yeah. It's the things that go on is unreal, and we'll never know all of the truth.
That's right. Well, we'll know one day. We'll know when. I used to always say, "Well, I'll know when I'm dead." But here's the
I'm
thing: I want to know before I'm dead.
I'm not so sure that we'll even know then. I've always, there's a gospel song that says that uh, we'll know it someday, or I can't remember the exact words, but I'm not sure that's true. I'm just wondering if we'll ever know the truth.
Hmm.
I think God's the only one that ever knows all of it.
Oh yeah. I just realized I'm 5 minutes behind on the comments, y'all. I'm sorry. I just realized because we're talking about imitating trains and stuff, and that was like 5 minutes ago. So my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's a. It's interesting how many different machines and
Yeah.
vehicles and stuff they can imitate. And I've heard it myself. I mean, I haven't necessarily heard any like trains or vehicles, but I have definitely heard owls and some kind of like it sounded like an owl, but then they started towards the end. It sounded like someone laughing, like a human laughing, like they were
Yep.
laughing at themselves.
Yep. And it's funny when you get the little ones trying to learn how to imitate, and that'll be that off key owl.
Oh yeah,
They
they
imitate, yeah, car doors. They imitate motorcycles,
they think they're slick.
and that's one thing about Brown Springs. Every time we've been down there, we heard what sounded like metal doors closing.
Hmm.
Makes you wonder if we're really hearing metal doors closing, or if it's them imitating metal doors closing.
Ooh, that's a good point. Ooh, very good point. Actually, we were talking about the metal sounds in the woods when we were sitting around the campfire last weekend, and that's something that is often reported, especially at the LBL and places
Yeah,
where there's dogman encounters and stuff. It sounds like metal garbage cans getting dumped down from up high and like hit the ground real hard. Like that's what it
yeah.
sounds like, according to what I've been told.
Well, we hear it down there at Brown Springs all the time. It's like I said, it sounds like a metal cellar door closing. And some people say, well, that's a portal opening or closing. But I wonder if it's them. Somebody just brought it up in chat. Maybe it's with the car door. Made me think of it. Maybe it's them imitating a car door or something like that. Because it
Bigfoot.
never fails. When we go to Brown Springs, we hear it.
Well, Bigfoot Dwarf says some say they are ventriloquists. Also, I'd like to see that. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh yeah, they are.
That's weird. They can throw their voice, right? Throw their
Yeah,
voice.
that's all their
Huh.
voice big time.
Hmm.
That you'll think they're over here when they're actually over here. That's one thing good about my gift. I know where they're at, no matter where the sound is coming from.
Hmm. Well, okay. Well, I did want to bring up this point too because when we're talking about how maybe they could throw their voice, this is going to sound really weird to a lot of people. But hear me out. Okay, so if you tune into my shows on Thursdays, I do my remote viewing shows, and I have often talked about a deep mind probe. Okay, and I also talk about how I heard my voice at the meadow one night and it said time travel. And I was wondering, well, maybe I had done a deep mind probe on myself and I was remote viewing myself in the future. That was weird. But that's what I'm thinking. Maybe sometimes, maybe if you're hearing, you think a Bigfoot is throwing its voice, or you hear its voice in your head, and like not everybody else hears it. It could be that they're doing something that has to do with telepathy. And that when I talk about the deep mind probe, that's when I'm remote viewing, and I can actually get into people's heads and talk to them, basically, and they can talk to me too. But it's all telepathic, and they can actually hear my voice. Is what I'm trying to say. They can hear me without me talking verbally.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's telepathy. That's what they, sometimes when they're talking to me, it's my voice like that. Sometimes it's just pictures. Sometimes it's other means. There's a lot of different ways they do it. But that's just like that night that you and Marty had that portal and y'all lost time down there. Oh. Wasn't one speaking to you then?
That was, well, okay. She and Matt came up to Georgia, and we did have, that was a wild and crazy night. It was. Yeah, it was. That was actually the night that I saw the orange orb. Matt saw an orange orb. We were both facing each other. And so I was looking over his shoulder and he was looking over mine. And he and I both saw orange orbs about the same time go through the trees. And then we heard that huff. And he and I actually turned on our flashlights to make sure there wasn't a bear about to jump out at us. But I think that was definitely a Bigfoot out there.
Yeah.
And
y'all didn't even know about the portal until we told you about it in the picture.
No, I didn't. All I know is that when we had that incident, it was kind of unnerving a little bit. And I know it started dumping rain out of nowhere. I mean, there was no warning or anything. It just started dumping rain on us. And it was almost like it was set up to get us out of there.
Yeah.
When we got out of there.
It was. And then y'all lost, what was it, 3 hours trying to come down that mountain?
No, actually, we got down the mountain so fast. We don't know how we got down the mountain that fast. It took us 45 minutes to drive up there, and it took us less than 10 minutes to get out of there.
Okay. I was thinking you lost some time.
It was kind of like we went through it. There was something weird about the time for sure. It was a time distortion, 100%. And there was a figure standing on the side of the road, and then going down the hill out of there. And then we had a white owl that swooped in front of the car in slow motion, and it looked us all in the face, all of us. It was just one thing after another, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was good to hear y'all talking about it too.
It was fun. That's what I live for, that kind of stuff, Gary.
Yeah, me too. But I can't go do like I used to and go traipsing around. I used to get down at the Red River and go up and down the river, looking for tracks and stuff like that. I can't do that no more now. All I can do is just sit in camp and wait on them to come to me and experience it that way. And that's what happens. I've been out 3 times with this new trailer, and we've had experiences at every place we've been. I mean, it's not just me either. Cindy and Martha both are. They attract them too. That's the easiest way to put it.
They attract them too. I think it's a frequency thing. I am convinced people that are on a particular frequency of some sort bring in all the activity. Yeah. And so it's fun having people with you that can share those experiences with you. And I remember some of the guys, when I would go out with my Bigfoot team, would joke around about, well, is Jessica coming? Because there's going to be some crazy ET stuff that happens when Jessica's there. It was the weirdest thing, Gary. When I would show up, there would be more ET activity sometimes when I was there. Now, what does that mean? Like, what? I mean, there's something that I'm missing, I guess, or something I was missing back then. Maybe I am an ET. I don't know.
You were tuned in more to the ET than you were the cryptids, but now you're starting to swing over towards the cryptids because you're getting a lot more cryptid activity.
Yes, I think so.
You remember, Rick Taylor, don't you?
Rick Taylor. I don't know if I do or not. I have to see him.
Richard Taylor's his name, but he goes by Rick. He was down there in Texas with us, and we were sitting outside eating. Well, there was a dumpster just a little ways away from us there. Instead of putting the plates in the trash in the trailer, I just grabbed them and was taking them up to the dumpster. And all of a sudden, I looked up on the ridge above us, and there was one standing there. I said, "There's one right there." And Richard got up, and he looked, and he said, "Sure is." Next morning, I looked back up there where it was standing, and there was no trees where it was standing, so it was definitely one. And then, like I said, we had that activity the whole time, and then that last night we had them. When that female started working on me.
Oh.
But there was a big male standing up on the ridge up there watching us.
Waiting for whatever food you're going to put in the dumpster.
That's probably, because none of us, I'd fixed T-bones that night, and none of us could eat it all except Richard.
Oh, man. I would have been digging through that trash, too, if I was him.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I just did a show about 3 weeks ago now with David Pardue. David's in the chat. What's up, David?
Yeah.
And he and I go out in the woods together quite a bit. And he had taken a report out of North Carolina of dumpster diving dogmen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's wild is that Ed's also on our team, and he's in the chat sometimes. Ed Peters went out to that location to that grocery store and took pictures of the actual dumpster and sent them to me.
Yeah.
So I got to see the pictures. I mean, I guess I can probably ask Ed if it's okay if I show him. I don't know. I don't know if they wanted to give the location away, but people would know if they saw the dumpster.
You remember when that one was that Bigfoot was seen at the casino here in Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was going through the grease dumpster.
Ooh.
He was dipping grease out of the grease dumpster in the day, it was under the night lights in the parking lot. And they got it on film. Well, a friend of mine actually got to go see that film before they got rid of it. The casino owners, that tribe didn't want all this publicity, so they got rid of the film. But here's the thing. I actually saw it because they messed up before they took it down, and they had it on the news. I saw it on the local news.
On the news?
Yeah.
What'd they show?
They showed it over there, the film of it over there going through that dumpster.
Did they say what it was on the news?
No, an unidentified creature. You know how they are. But a friend of mine actually got to go up there and saw the film in their security office to explain to them what it was. And that's when they pulled it and wouldn't let it air anymore. Yeah, it's casino dumpster diver video is real somewhere between Oklahoma and Texas. I can't say where it was at because everybody would know where it was at. And like I said, they didn't want the publicity, but it was at a casino here in Oklahoma. Ooh. And their security cameras caught it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
there's
they don't
stuff
want
like
that.
Out. Yeah, there's stuff like that out there everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to catch it.
And they love those grease traps too. I had Greg House was on the show with Robbie Raines a while back, and I aired that show about a week ago. I think it was last week. As a matter of fact, when we were in the woods, I was airing that show with them on it. But Greg was talking about how they had gotten into a grease trap from his grill, I think.
Yeah.
And I no, it was fish oil. It was where they were frying fish.
Yeah, it was a deep fryer.
Yeah, Flat Rock's in the chat tonight. What's up, Flat Rock? Flat Rock was the one that was saying that he said that he has an audio recording of Bigfoot's licking the grease trap out of his grill. I think he had bacon grease in there.
Yeah.
And so they were chugging bottles of fish grease in Alabama at Greg's place, and they were licking Flat Rock's bacon grease out of his grill
What
in
it was,
Alabama.
it's one of them big turkey fryers. holds
Oh,
3 gallons of oil, vegetable oil, or I always use, I can't even think of what it's called, peanut oil. And they picked it up and drank it. Just did it like this and drank it and then put it back down because there was oil scattered everywhere that had missed their mouth.
God. And we wonder why their handprints are so greasy.
Yeah. And just in case, I did find a way to get rid of their greasy handprints off of your cars and car windows.
Oh, how? Lemons? I don't know.
No, you mix. If I remembered right, it's 1 part water, 1 part vinegar and 2 parts water. It supposedly takes it off.
Vinegar and water. That's actually good to know.
Yeah. Well, I know several people that's got handprints, but they're 3 times. One at Brown Springs, actually twice at Brown Springs, one at and 2 in Alabama.
Oh, man.
Got their handprints on the cars. I got pictures of it, but they're not mine to show.
Yeah, when they leave a handprint, I mean, we know Flat Rock. Have you seen Flat Rock's railing from his porch? He had a greasy handprint on the rail from his porch at his house, and he cut that piece out and wrapped saran wrap around it, and was bringing it around to some of the events that we were going to and stuff. And so I got to see that for firsthand, so to speak.
I didn't get to show you the pictures. I got pictures. This wall right here on the outside got black streaks all down it where they were doing this number with their fingers.
Oh, God. Oh, gosh. I would not like that in my own house. I would not.
I was sitting here and I heard that. What in the world? Well, that person that was staying here helping me after that surgery happened to walk in. I said, "You hear that?" She said, "Yeah." She'd coming from her bedroom on the other side of the house, and she had heard it. And it just screeked down it, constantly like fingernails on chalkboard all the way down this wall. Went out there and looked, and there's black marks all down this wall where they'd done it. I took pictures of it.
D Shizzle says grease will keep you alive in the dead of winter. Yes. Yeah. It'll also keep you in the bathroom too if you drink too much. I can't imagine what that would do to a Bigfoot. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe their digestive systems are much different than humans, but maybe not. I would think they'd be about the same.
They're different, but they're the same. I mean, it's hard to explain, but you got to stop and think. The majority of them eat everything raw. They do have fire, though. Don't get me wrong. They do have fire, and they do cook some things, but they eat a lot of their meat raw.
Do you think they have fires like, because some people say they mostly live subterranean, like underground or in caves, and
not all of them.
Not all of them.
Now, right now, I'm not going to even say where. Because Mama had her baby 2 months early, was in bad shape. My clan is living in an old coal mine. Oh. And they didn't know that you could use that coal to make a fire. They knew how to make a fire, but they didn't know that coal would make a good fire. We had to tell them that. And as far as I know, they're still in that old coal mine. They may be there a while because Mama's still not recovered yet.
That would be a safe place for them in the coal mine. Because I sure as heck I'm not going down a coal mine to go looking for them.
Any time they do stay in a cave or a coal mine, there'll be more than one entrance. They've always got an exit route.
Whoa. Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's just it's a perfect place for them because, I mean, normal level-headed people are not going to go, poking around in coal mines and stuff. And
no.
Yeah, it's a good cover for them.
Well, they needed it. They were actually traveling when she had it, and they were having a lot of trouble. And Gene told them how to build a stretcher. So they built a stretcher to take mama and baby and moved on down to the coal mine.
Oh,
Like I said, I'm not even going to begin to say where because I don't want them bothered.
no, definitely not.
But they, we told them that they could use that coal to burn in there to cook on and to keep warm because it was in the dead of winter. Well, like I said, it was Christmas Eve. She had it Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it was a Christmas Eve. But well, I'll tell you the story now. At 3:00 in the morning on Christmas Day, Bigfoot, big man, woke me up with a picture in my head. He was standing there holding his hand like this, with what looked like a mouse in the palm of his hand. Saying he just kept saying "tiny" over and over and over because the baby was so tiny. But he actually woke me up to show me that picture. And I knew it was true because I knew she was fixing to have one. But Gene told them to give her plenty of raw liver to rebuild her blood and her strength. So they've been taking care of her all this time, trying to get her back on her feet. So I miss my family.
No. It's really sad.
Well, I got a baby boy out of it. He's doing good. He's setting up already. And mama's improving, but she still can't take care of herself. And baby girl's helping take care of her. And they still come up to check on me every once in a while, pretty regularly, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
One of the boys will come up, or a big man will come up to check on me.
Gary, do they live in family units, and do they kind of have the same type of family dynamics that humans have?
Yeah, well, it's a little different, but they live in family units. The females on most clans, now they're not all the same. On most clans, the females will leave their family and go to their mate's family. So the boys stay at home and the girls leave.
The boys stay home and the girls go out.
Yeah,
the girls go to other families. Marry.
They mate for life.
They mate for life. So that means I'm just wondering, like I said, marry, but I mean, I guess it's I hate to say like
to them it is
animalistic, but it's not.
No, to them they are married.
Yeah.
But they mate for life, and if they lose a mate, then they'll find another mate. But the majority of them only have one mate. But like I said, some clans are different.
Oh yeah. Man, they probably got some polygamy cults out there. And I'm just kidding. I don't know.
They may have.
Probably all different. I mean, I would assume they're all just like humans, and humans do weird stuff. And I'm not saying that's weird if y'all do. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's probably the same as like humans.
They're pretty much the same as us, except they like to live out in the wild. And like I said, if it was possible, I would too. I'd be right out there with them instead of living inside, with all this technology.
Oh, yeah. Technology kind of sucks. We love it and we hate it.
You got it.
Hate it. I know. Can't live with it, can't live without it.
Yeah. Like the old saying on women. What most men say about women.
What women say about men too, Gary.
Yeah.
It's the same. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been single since 03, and I guess I'll stay that way the rest of my life.
I don't know, Gary. I bet you got some admirers out there. I know you do. You don't got to stay single forever.
I probably will. Ain't nobody can get along with me that long.
I don't know. What about? Do you think that your forest family out there? Do you think that they would? I don't know. How do you think they would feel if you did meet a woman and you did get remarried or just whatever, just have a woman around. How do you think they would react to that? Do you think they'd be happy for you? I think they would be.
They would be as long as she treated
Yeah.
me right.
Oh God forbid she messed with you. I tell you what,
They,
she broke your heart. It'd be bad news, wouldn't it?
they don't, my kids, they don't want to do with my kids because my kids don't respect me.
Oh no.
So they don't respect my kids.
Well, that's why they are so protective over you, Gary. That's what it is. They're making
Well,
sure you're okay.
the main thing with it is, and that goes for everybody, not just me, everybody. Respect. I say it on every show. You know that.
Yes,
Like Gene said, you get the respect you give.
that's right.
You've got to respect them. You respect them and treat them right. Now, I'm not saying you can't lay down the rules. You can lay down the rules and they'll abide by them, unless it's some rogue comes up. But if you respect them, they're going to respect you. We've always had, my mom would always put out two gardens, one for us and one for them.
Wow.
I didn't do that. I just put out one garden. I say, y'all get what you need, but leave me some. They'd get what they wanted or what they needed, not what they wanted, what they needed, and leave the rest for me. My clan has never just come in and took everything. They've always just took what they needed.
They're not greedy,
Right.
right?
They're not
Not
greedy.
greedy. They that is very polite, actually, and that just comes down to respect.
Yes, it does.
Respect. That's
Here's a
that's a big thing. Respect, man. I've always learned that from the first time I ever started going out in the field. I mean, you learn respect quick when
yeah.
when you're dealing with 1,000 pound, 7, 9, 10 foot tall beings out there. It's like they could squish us if they wanted.
Oh
So
yeah. There's no wall, no car door going to stop them. If they want you, they're going to get you. But like I said, if you stop and tell them why you're there and respect them, I mean, when they can pick up a full-grown tree 15, 18 inches in diameter and just flip it upside down and stab it back in the ground,
yeah,
what's going to stop them? And you've seen that
yeah.
picture that Wendell got down there in Alabama
Hmm.
of that tree that's been done that way. And people talk about it all the time, all over, everywhere.
Hmm.
There ain't nothing going to, they can turn a car over in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, and they choose not to most of the
That's
times.
right.
They'll
They
take those
choose to
trees.
leave. Yep, they choose to leave us alone because we leave them alone.
Yes,
That's why I said you gotta respect them and they'll respect you.
that's
And
right.
if you got trouble, like there's one guy that was having problems that's beating on his cabin and everything else. I told him, I said, just go outside, do it respectfully, but lay the law down. Make them know that you're laying the law down. Tell them to quit scaring you and quit beating on your house and lay the law down on what they can and cannot do, but do it respectfully. He's never had any more problems. They
Oh,
stopped what they were doing and he's never had another problem.
that's that's great. That's great. I mean, I'm sure there's some that are like rogue, maybe
Oh,
rogue
yeah.
like juveniles and stuff. They're not going to listen, probably. Some of them might not, but
I've
unless
had
they
a
have
couple
the big guy out there.
I've had a couple of juvenile rogues come here and either a big man or one of the boys would come run him off. In fact, there was one here just the other day, sitting here, and that I got a window right in there in the bathroom, and I keep it open during the day, and I seen something go by there. And a little bit later, you could see there was something there, but it was cloaked. I told the big man the next day it was gone.
Oh, gosh.
Big man sent either he come back or one of the boys come back and run it off. They don't like strangers around here.
Oh, man.
But You've got to show them respect to earn their respect.
Mm-hmm.
Don, you got that right. There are good and bad in everything. And that's
I
the way it
agree.
is. There's good and bad in everything. Dogman, Bigfoot, Hogman, Mothman, all of them. There's good and bad in all of them.
Mm-hmm. And there's good and bad in humans too. So,
That'd be big time. Actually, there's more bad of us than there is of them. I mean, per capita and per however you want to do it.
mm-hmm.
There you go by the ratio, and it's a lot worse for of us than they are of them. There's not near as many bad ones of them as there is of us.
No, no, I'm an advocate for letting the public know about the dogmen. You know, they get a bad rap. They
Yeah,
really do. And it's because, you know, a lot of, you turn on the, you know, anything that has to do with like TV shows or podcasts, a lot of times it's like dogman attacked family and stuff.
yeah,
And yes, it has happened. Dogmen will hurt you, and Bigfoot will hurt you, or
yes.
Bigfoots. That's my plural, Bigfoots. They will hurt you, but the majority of them are not going. They don't. You don't hear it.
No,
It's kind of skewed with the
to give
public
you a good
perception.
example, and a lot of people don't are not going to believe this or not going to like it. I've known from the start that woman that was attacked at Blanco, it's up by McAllister, an hour from here. They it was not a dog man. I've known from the very first report that it was a bear. And then wildlife finally admitted that they found mama tracks and cub tracks. But myself and several other people already knew it was a bear. It was not a dog man, but yet everybody's trying to claim it was a dog man. No, it was not a dog man. That is part of the gifts that we have. Is we just know. I don't. There's no other way to say it. We don't know how we know. We just know. Craig, it was good to meet you up there at LBL. Also, Craig just come in. He was at LBL.
Oh yeah.
And
Thank you,
Don
Craig.
Donaldson is right. He says that they do a better job of keeping their bad ones in check, and they are. He's right about that.
They're keeping the bad ones in check.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Yes, we've
yeah,
had a. This has been a wild chat room tonight. Y'all are amazing.
yeah.
And yeah, you don't respect. Respect is the word of the night, for
It's
sure.
always the right word.
It is the right
If
word.
if you do not respect them, they are not going to respect you, and that is where it comes in that some of them get hurt.
Hmm.
They come in there trying to shoot one, prove that they're real, and all this and all that, and that is bad. That's you're not going to prove nothing to start with because the government's had them for years. We know they're real. You don't have to prove nothing. You just want fame and glory, and you're not going to get it because they're going to take it away from you and make you keep your mouth shut.
Hmm.
And
That's right.
that's the only, like I've told you before, it's the only reason I come on these shows is to show the good side
Hmm.
of
And I
it.
appreciate that about you.
I wish more people would come in and show the good side, start telling their. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is thousands upon thousands of stories out there of them helping people, but they don't get told like the bad ones do.
Oh yeah. Well, Gary, before we go tonight, because I know I don't, we're not going to stay up too late tonight. Okay, but I wanted to ask you one thing. You know, there was a woman who was attacked in Oklahoma. I don't know how close that is to you.
That's the
But
one I
she
was
was
just
attacked.
talking about.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I was
Oh,
just
okay.
talking about.
You think that that was
That's a.
Bear?
I know it was. I don't
You
think
think
I
that was
know it
Bear?
was. Yeah, and there's several people who agree with me too. We
Yeah.
just like I said, we don't know how we know. We just know it was a bear, and
That makes logical sense for
they
sure.
found mama bear tracks and baby bear, cub tracks. She got in between the mama and the cubs is what she done.
I mean,
And
I was wondering about the tracks, Gary, because I mean, it doesn't take a skilled tracker or even just any kind of tracker a couple of minutes to go in there to find some tracks, to find some
right, right. And they, like I said, that's about a little over an hour from here. It's over by McAllister. But everybody's trying to say it's Dogman. And the news just said it's unidentified animal. They wouldn't even say what they even think it was. Yeah. And of course, the law and the game rangers are not going to say nothing until they know exactly what it was. And they're going to try to cover it up if it was a Dogman, but this time it's not a Dogman. They found the tracks. And another thing is, bears do not hibernate like they do up north here. When it turns cold, they'll go in, but as soon as the warm weather comes up in 3 or 4 days, they're back out again. And we haven't had a cold enough spell in almost 2 months to make a bear go in out of the weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't hibernate here because we don't have that cold of a winters, usually.
Oh, my gosh. So are bears common? Is it common to have bears out there in Oklahoma like that?
East of I-35, yes. There's been one right here on my place.
Oh, my gosh.
I got mountain lions and bears right here on my place. Or they don't stay here, but they come and go. I've seen 2 mountain lions right out here behind my house. My daughter seen a bear right here. My grandson saw a bear right here 30 foot from the door. I had bear scratches right here 12 foot from the door.
Oh. Uh-oh.
There, yeah, east of I-35, we have a hunting season. Don't have one west of I-35, but we do east of I-35. But the farther east you go, it's more mountainous and more forested, and the more bears you got. And up around McAllister, there's a lot of bears. Oh, and another thing that is at McAllister, some people know about and some don't, is one of the biggest Army ammo depots in the country.
I feel like Lance Hightower had mentioned that. I think Lance with Monster 911, I think it's his YouTube channel. He had done some pretty good investigative reporting on that, and even had the sheriff talk very candidly in an interview he did. I thought that was a little wild right there. But
that's what they're going to do. They're not going to come right out and say what it is, even when they know for sure what it is, because they don't want people scared to death up there that there's a rogue bear around, because now they're going to have to find that bear and put it down. Once a bear gets a taste of human blood, they'll come back. They'll take a human anytime they can.
Ooh. So they have to go out and eliminate that animal then if it gets human blood?
Yes, they've got to find that animal and eliminate it. They can't just move it somewhere else. They have to eliminate it. Because anytime, like I said, anytime a bear gets a taste of human blood, it's going to go after more human blood all the time. Our blood is sweeter than another animal is.
Well, some of us are sweeter than others.
That's right. You're one of the sweeter ones.
My grandmother, whenever we'd go to a restaurant, she'd order unsweet tea. They'd be like, "You don't want sweet tea?" She goes, "No, I'm sweet enough."
Yeah. Oh, bears that love my blood. All you got to do is just touch me and I start bleeding.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yes, don't cut yourself. Okay, got to be careful. At least you got the big guy there to protect you.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
Yeah. But it's like I said, I'm not the only one that feels that it was a bear. There was several people that's got the gift that feels it was bear.
Mm-hmm. I was picking up that it was either a big cat or a bear. A bear would be coming second to me, but people were saying that she was seeing something that looked like dog-like and stuff. There's just a lot of different directions that could have gone in, and but yeah, until the DNA testing comes back and stuff, I mean, we may never know what attacked that poor woman.
A big cat It could have been a black panther, which is mostly black. It could have been a cougar, which are tan.
Mm-hmm.
According to the stories I heard, it was black with white on it.
Oh.
And a black bear sometimes has a white breast and sometimes have white on its feet.
Oh, yeah.
Not always, but some of them do. Pie Knot asked a question.
Would it have let's see. Oh, Pine, right here. Here we go. Pie Knot Yoder. What's up? Gary, have you asked them to heal your ailments?
No, I haven't asked them Pie Knot, but they have been working on it for years. And this is the way I feel. This is my own opinion. I have no facts on this. I feel that God does not always do things himself. He has other people do it, which I know that's true. That's in the Bible. But I feel that God is having them try to heal me. But they can't do it all at once. They have to do it a little at a time. And I admit some of my stuff is, to give you an example, my stage 4 kidney failure is getting a little better.
Wonderful. Thank goodness.
I was real close to going on to dialysis. And it's improved enough now that he's holding off. I'll go see him next week, in fact. We'll see what he says this time.
Prayers are working. And
yeah,
the healing's
prayers are working. Yep. And that's what I said. Kent Baxter said the same thing. God uses other members of creation as a proxy for a great many things. And I firmly believe that. God does not always reach down and touch you himself. He has other things, other people to work on you. Stacy's another one that God is healing.
Oh, yeah. I got to hang out with Stacy again. I always run into Stacy and Brian.
Yeah, they're great people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were at the hunt camp when we were out there, and I was getting hit with infrasound, and the tree fell down in the camp and all that stuff. They were out there for that. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, Stacy's always telling me she wished I lived closer down that way so we could get together more, because it's 13 hours from me to where she lives.
Well, we're just going to have to come up there. Stacy and Brian are going to have to come with us when we make our trip up there. That's what's going to happen.
I told her she needs to have Brian get a load into Oklahoma and then lay over for a few days, and I'd take them around. There's Leanne. Hi, Leanne.
Oh, yeah. Boy, you see these comments before I see them, Gary. You are good. You are good. You are good at this. I can tell that you are a mod on how many channels? 30 something?
29 at the moment. 29. I think. I'm not sure. I may be more than that. I know 29 for sure.
I tell you what, you're good. You're good at what you do. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's just practice. I mean, you got a lot of good mods. A lot of good mods.
I do. I wanted to address this real quickly because I'd heard this too. The great one, Julio. What's up, Julio? It says the reports are stating the DNA is from domestic dogs, and I heard that too somewhere.
Depends on which attack it is.
That woman in Oklahoma, I think.
Well, there's been several in Oklahoma, but the one at Blanco is not from. Wasn't from dogs. That one they haven't even got the DNA back yet on it. But there was one in Oklahoma City that was up by domestic dogs that people tried to claim was a Dogman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Gene, there was 3 or 4 in Oklahoma. There was another one about an hour from here. I'm not going to name the town. It killed that lady, and it was from a pack of domestic dogs. Oh, but they hollered Dogman on it, of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, I did find it kind of concerning when I did a search on animal attack. When I was looking up you get information for the one that just happened a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
March the 29th. There were a lot of women that were getting attacked by dogs and stuff out there in Oklahoma. It was wild. I couldn't believe the amount of animal attacks that were happening out there.
And you know why, don't you?
Why?
That time of the month.
Oh,
I can't put it any. Yeah, I can't put it any different.
It's always the blood. Everything goes back to the blood.
You go out in the woods, like that's where a woman does not need to be deer hunting that time of the month because a buck will attack her.
I've heard that about Bigfoot too.
That a rogue will, yes.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that. So beware, ladies. Just saying.
Yeah, if it's that time of the month, stay away.
It's probably not best to go out there. That's true. But I don't know. Yeah, be careful.
I mean, that was a trick that it's gross, but a male deer hunter sometime will take his wife's pads or whatever and hang them up to draw the bucks in.
I know people who have done that to try to pull in some cryptids as well. I know somebody that did that one, and it caused a ruckus. It was bad. It did get the results though, but you gotta. Maybe I don't recommend doing that. That's very dangerous.
No, be careful what you wish for. That old famous saying.
Especially if there's a woman there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's a woman in the environment and they're doing that, that is really dangerous.
Well, there's a lot of women that'll go out with strictly women camping. And I'm not going to name any names, but some of them have learned real quick. Don't do it during that time of the month.
Yeah. Probably not best. Oh my gosh. Yeah. These are words of wisdom. Okay. And this is just so, it is important for people to know that, Gary.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. And like I said, the main point I want to stress, and I always will, is respect and let them know what you're there for. If you're going in there with the intention of acting up, they're going to know it anyway, so there ain't even no sense in going in. But the main thing is respect and let them know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Jane. But it's also true.
Yeah.
It's also true. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, y'all. I don't know. Gary, this has been a fantastic time with you tonight. I can't believe we've gone over 2 hours. Good grief. It feels like we just started the show. I love having you here.
But, sorry, that's just part of my life now. That's why people are always reaching out and grabbing me, because they think I'm going to fall.
Oh, well, I'm just so proud of you, and I'm tickled that I got to hang out with you last weekend for just a little bit.
Yeah, I wish we could have hung out longer. But my gosh, there was like 150 people there. You couldn't even get around to see everybody.
And I'll pull this picture up one more time. That's a group. There's other pictures where you can see everybody a little bit better, but that was most of the crowd right there. That was
already about 30 people left before that picture was taken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's people pulling out and leaving like crazy before that picture got took. But I picked the best spot in the house when they took that picture. Right behind that smoke, nobody could see me.
That's how you like it, isn't it? Incognito.
Yeah.
Covered in smoke.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate everybody doing that, but I will admit, it was kind of embarrassing for me to have to get up there in front of everybody.
Oh, well, we love you. It. Oh yeah. I thought it was a fitting tribute, Gary, and everybody really, we all appreciate you very much. And I know my audience appreciates you very much, and everybody in here tonight. And Stacy says,
Yeah.
Says, Jessica, you have to make a reservation with Gary to hang out with him. I know. You're in high demand, Gary. That's what she's saying.
I'm not a man other than moderating the channels.
Oh man.
That's
Well,
it.
well, well, Gary, where are you going to? You're going to start doing a show with Coley. Coley with SNX Radio was in the chat tonight. What's up?
Yeah.
Shout out to Coley. You're going to start doing a panel with her once a month, right?
We're planning on it. Yeah, I went on her show 3 weeks ago, and then the panel was Keith from 1676 or something like that, Lori Ladd, and then Bigfoot Fans 33, and myself. We were on last Monday on a panel. And Cody asked us to start doing it once a month on the second Monday of every month at 8 Central. It's mainly for people to ask of all of us questions, not just me, but everybody, all four of us. But I think she's going to also try to have different people on the panel every week too.
Wonderful. Yeah, I love me some Coley. She's my buddy. And so I'm excited. Yes, you've got a lot of experiences and a lot of wisdom, and I am super happy that you're able to go out and show the good side of the forest people, the dogmen. It's not all bad, and
No, it's not.
Keep it positive.
And I want to make one thing perfectly clear. Most people already know this. I only say from my own experiences, what I've been told by them or learned from them. Well, some of it I learned from Jean as she relays what they tell me. Sometimes I don't hear them and she relays it to me. But I won't go out and make up a story just for the fame. I don't want the fame. I want people out there to know the truth. And that's the only reason I do it.
Well, people are learning the truth now, and thanks to you and many other people. A lot of people in this chat tonight are also truth tellers and experiencers, and want to. We're all on the same mission here, and so. Will you please come back and hang out with me again one day soon?
You know I will.
Okay, thank you.
I might not have any new story. Well, I still got a lot of old stories that I ain't never told. It's gonna be a little while before I get to go camping again. But I don't know. I took my trailer back to the dealer, so I don't know how long they're gonna have it.
Well, we're coming to you one day. Okay, we're coming to you. We're going to have to plan that.
You're always welcome. If you bring a travel trailer, I've got a place out there rigged where you can hook up to water and sewer. I've got an extra bedroom with a bed. I've got a hide-a-bed and a couch in there. In fact, I've got two places you can hook up the travel trailers.
Well, who's coming with me? Y'all call me. Whoever wants to come, y'all let me know, and we will plan something. Okay. Thank you, Gary. That is very sweet of you. And you're always welcome down here in Georgia, too. If you ever get back down this way, I'll take you Bigfoot and where I live, too. Okay. So.
Well, I'm hoping to start getting to Alabama at least 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to start doing some more things with all my Alabama folks, too. So. Yeah, man, this has been fantastic, Gary. Thank you so much for being here. Now, are you going to be on a show tomorrow? I think I heard you say you're going to be at Woodwalkers tomorrow afternoon.
No, I'm going to be listening. I'm not going to get on the show tomorrow.
Okay. Oh,
listen. I'm going to let Roger. I mean, I'll be moderating, of course, but I'll let Roger tell the story about what happened at LBL tomorrow. As you can see, I'm barely managing to talk.
I know it's been a long day. It's been a long week, and I know you're tired. I'm tired, and I just kept wanting to lay down and take a nap. Oh,
they just banged on the house.
They did?
Yeah.
Well, you tell them we said hey, okay?
They hear you.
Yeah. We say hey.
Yes.
Hello from the Cryptid Huntress channel.
They usually bang right here, but this time they banged over on that side.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Stacy says road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was good. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We have I'm so partial. I always say I have the best chat on the internet. And I do. I have some of the best moderators and channel members and Patreon members, all that. Thank y'all so much for all the support. And of course, thank you, Gary. You're a fantastic moderator and a good friend of mine. And I just love you to death. And I want to thank you again for being here. And I wanted to thank everybody who gave super stickers, including Gary Pops. Thank you for that super sticker, Gary. And Kent Baxter, Walter, thank you so much. Scott, thank you. Matt, War Criminal, thank you. Mark Lynch, thank you, with Cryptid Research Investigations. Bobby Singleton, thank you so much. And for gifting the memberships as well. And thank y'all so much for all that, for all the support. And I don't know, Gary, do you have any final thoughts? I know we've already done some final thoughts, but anything to leave the audience with tonight before we sign off?
Just, it's like I always say, just respect them and they'll respect you. I cannot stress that enough.
Wonderful. Yes, respect, y'all. Respect, everybody. And all right. Well, everybody, keep your prayers up also for not only for Gary, of course, but Lori as well. Lori was in the chat tonight. That was very sweet of Lori to show up tonight, and everybody else. Y'all come back and see me. I will be back on Monday live. And also, if you are in the West Georgia or Georgia, Alabama area, or anywhere in the South, come see me next weekend at the West Georgia Bigfoot Town Hall. And let me show the banner right quick before we go. If you guys are interested in that, just go check out my website, thecryptidhuntress.com, and get more information. And come tell us about your experience with Bigfoot, if you have one. And if you just want to come learn about Bigfoot, if you've got family and friends that want to learn about Bigfoot, send them over to us. Okay. And at that thing, it's going to be a good time at the park. Here, I'll show, no, that's the, wait, no, this is it. Yeah, this is one of the pictures. This is the Chattahoochee River. The park is right on the river right there. And it's absolutely beautiful out there in Whitesburg, Georgia. And I hope to see y'all there. And Gary, I will see you in the chats next time. Whenever any show I ever turn on, Gary's always in the chat.
Well, I can't make your noon shows that often, but I always make your night shows.
You're always there. You are so sweet to be at any of the shows, Gary. So thank you so much for that. And let me make sure we got everybody. We sure did. All right. Well, Gary, please be safe out there. I know you got something knocking on your house tonight.
Yeah.
Please be safe. Okay.
No, they're just telling me to get to bed.
they're telling you to get off that internet right now. All right. We're going to get off right now. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. And I'll see you guys again on Monday. Y'all stay safe out there. Don't live in fear. And come back and see us next time. Bye, y'all.